Welcome to the fantasy football analysis from the Fantasy Sports Professors. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is just the first time I'm using this software to record some screenshots and a little video on top of it. The last couple days, I've got looking at the average draft position versus position in rounds 1 to 12, and this is the early data coming in and looking at PPR based scoring. And my post from Wednesday, February 10th, 2016 is already up, as well as the follow up post. And so, what I did, I wanted to just kind of start getting a feel for how this season's drafts may be playing out. Coming into June, July, August, when I personally start drafting. What we've done is if you look at this graph here, on the y-axis, we have the position, and on the x-axis, the round, and I have symbols to represent what is picked at which round. So, for instance, the first one picked is the wide receiver, and then the next is a running back. And so if you look at that, you can see through rounds 4 here, I have the red circles that shows the end of the first WR1s and RB1s and so forth. The green represents where in this case, the wide receiver 2, those players have ended. So right away, what jumps out is that in PPR, the draft position are much more loaded to the wide receivers earlier on than the running backs. The first 12 wide receivers are taken by mid-round 2, whereas the same endpoint for running backs is mid-round 3. So I went and looked at some of my posts from July of last year, and in that case, last July, the wide receiver ones were ending early round 3, and the running backs were early round 2. So it looks like early in 2016 versus 2015, the public is starting to pick wide receivers earlier. At least the first 12 are picked half a round earlier. And of course, there has to be a consequence, and the consequence is running backs are the first 12 are lasting about a half a round later. This is probably a reaction to the numbers of injuries and things that disappointments we saw in the running backs. The concept, the zero running back theory, should be alive and well in this year's draft compared to last year. So I think we'll see even more pressure on the average to grab the early so-called safe running backs wide receivers versus running backs. So if we scroll down a little bit to 5 and 6, we see by round 6 the running back 2s are all gone, and by round 8 the running back 3s are all gone. And notice the the running backs in round 8 have caught up, and so within round 8 the top 36 running backs and wide receivers are off. So it looks like the delay in the running backs, it looks like, look at round 7. They are just really, I don't know if there's a panic setting in or what's happening, but everybody is jumping, almost entirely on the running backs in round 7. And you don't see that, in these late rounds for wide receivers. Then we move on to round 9 here, and we see the quarterbacks are finally The first 12 are picked by round 9, and the tight ends, the first are picked round 10, and we see defenses are starting to be picked by round 9. Uh, so if you're a late round quarterback where you're waiting, looks like the kind of tick-tock clock for both late round tight ends and quarterbacks will be, at least right now, around 9 and 10. So that's just my quick look at this, and just kind of go through the data, and I will be posting follow-ups to this as we get into draft season. I'll be curious to see if some of these trends hold up. Thanks for listening.